FluentCast listeners. How are you feeling today? It's Diego here, and it is December, our first episode of this month. 2024 is almost over, and today we're diving into a topic that I think many of you will relate to, the mixed feelings that come with December. It's that time of year when we're balancing excitement, reflection, and maybe even a little stress. Before we jump in, have you subscribed to FluentCast yet? If not, hit that button now so you never miss an episode. All right, let's get started. Today we have a very interesting discussion, but before we jump right into this talk, let me quickly go over a few words that might pop up today. Think of this as a little heads up so you're not caught off guard. First up is nostalgic. You know that feeling when you look at an old photo and you're like, oh, those were good times, but also kind of sad because, well, they're gone? Yeah, that's nostalgia. Next is regretful. This is when you feel bad about something you did or didn't do. Like when you skip dessert and then see everyone else enjoying cake. You're sitting there thinking, why didn't I just grab a slice? The two words nostalgia and regret describe emotions. Then we've got overwhelm. Ever had so much to do that you feel like your brain might just shut down? That's overwhelm. It's when everything feels like too much all at once. Curated is an interesting one. It's like when someone only shows the best parts of their life, like perfect holiday pictures on Instagram. Everything is chosen to look just right. And finally, authentically. That's just a fancy way of saying real or genuine. Like when someone tells you how they actually feel instead of just saying what you want to hear. And there you go, nostalgia, regretful, overwhelm, curated, and authentically. These words should be part of your vocab, and they are certainly part of our talk today. So, let's talk about why December can feel like an emotional roller coaster. Have you ever noticed how this month can make you feel all sorts of things? Happy, tired, excited, and maybe even a bit sad? One common feeling is something called the December blues. This is when you feel a little down or nostalgic, like you're looking back at the year and thinking about what went well and what didn't. It's like you're flipping through a photo album in your mind. Sound familiar? For example, maybe you had big goals at the start of the year. I know I did, but December has this way of making you focus on what you didn't do instead of what you achieved. It's so easy to get caught up in self-criticism, especially when everyone seems to be posting their best moments online. And then, if you are living in North America or Europe, there's the psychological impact of the shorter days. Have you heard of seasonal affective disorder, or SAD? It's a type of depression that happens in winter when there's less sunlight. It's like your mood gets as gloomy as the weather outside. If you live in South America, Australia, or anywhere in the southern hemisphere, you won't experience exactly this because it is summertime. Though still many people still get more depressed in December for a bunch of holiday-related reasons, or, as I mentioned before, December blues. On top of that, December can feel overwhelming. The holidays are fun, sure, but also super busy. There are gifts to buy, parties to attend, and maybe even hosting responsibilities. And if you're working, end-of-year deadlines can add to the stress. It's no wonder people feel burned out. Let's talk about something we all deal with: social media. Do you ever scroll through your feed in December and think, wow, everyone's life looks so perfect? It's because most people only post the highlights, the best moments. That's what we call a curated life. But let's be real, no one's December is that perfect. Behind every smiling family photo, there's probably a moment of chaos, like someone forgetting to turn off the oven, or, a little argument over who's doing the dishes. Still, it's hard not to compare. And that's where FOMO, fear of missing out, kicks in. FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out. You see someone's tropical holiday or their perfectly decorated house and you think, why doesn't my life look like that? And here's a fun fact. Social media uses something called the dopamine cycle to keep us hooked. Every like or comment gives you a tiny boost of happiness, but too much scrolling can leave you feeling drained or even more stressed. So, how can we navigate December without losing our minds? The first thing is to reframe your mindset. Instead of focusing on what you didn't do, think about what you did achieve. Maybe it's something small, like starting a new hobby, or something big, like finishing a course. Gratitude, being thankful for what you have, can really change your perspective. And let's talk about letting go of perfection. Your holiday doesn't have to look like an Instagram ad to be meaningful. Maybe it's just spending time with family or enjoying a quiet evening with hot chocolate. That's okay too. Setting boundaries is also key. For example, if social media stresses you out, limit your screen time. Or if holiday events feel overwhelming, it's okay to say no to a few. Prioritizing self-care, whether it's a walk, some yoga, or just a nap, can make a big difference. Finally, connect authentically with people. That means being real, not just showing up because you feel obligated. And if you're looking for something meaningful, volunteering or giving back can add joy to your season. As December wraps up, it's a great time to reflect on the year, not with judgment, but with self-compassion. Here are a few journaling prompts to get you started. What were the highlights of this year? What challenges taught me the most? What do I want to carry into the next year? You might be surprised by how much you've grown when you take the time to look back. Alright, FluentCast listeners, that's a wrap on today's episode. December is a mix of emotions, but with the right mindset, you can turn it into a season of growth and gratitude. I'd love to hear about your December experiences. What are your challenges, your favorite moments, or even your funniest holiday stories? You can share them with me on our social media or send me a message. And remember, if you want to build your confidence in English for conversations like these, we offer one-on-one lessons. They're a great way to practice, ask questions, and improve. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time on FluentCast. Take care and enjoy this magical month.